I'm here to talk about something that everyone experiences on a daily basis. Perception. Perception is the ability to hear, see, or become aware of something through your senses. We all have our senses. We all use them every single day. I'm going to compare perception to reality. What's real and what's not? What are you seeing versus what is your neighbor seeing? What is the person in front of you seeing? What is the person behind you seeing? Okay. I'd like you all to look at this word and think of the color of the word and the color of the screen behind it. Now everyone close your eyes, just for a moment, and go ahead and open them. What color is on the screen? Go ahead. Red. Have you ever thought that maybe what you're seeing as the color red might be your neighbor's color blue? I think this on a daily basis. Sometimes I sit there and I just wonder to myself, what am I seeing versus what are you seeing? What is everyone around me seeing? And then I think of, what are people seeing when they look at me? And then what am I seeing when I look at you guys? This is yellow. It was orange on there, but it's yellow. When you think of the color, what's the first thing you think of? Raise a hand. Color yellow.
Sun.
The sun. Anyone else?
Summer.
What?
Summer.
Summer.
Energy.
Energy. Okay, see, interesting. These are the first things that pop into your head when you see the color yellow. I personally think of sun also. Maybe your yellow is what my eyes perceive as the color green. We don't know this. There's no scientific way to prove it. So Dove Beauty, you've all heard of Dove Beauty. In 2004, they started a campaign called Real Beauty. In 2014, 10 years after they started this campaign, they came up with the Real Beauty sketches. Has anyone seen this video? The Real Beauty sketches? Okay, great. So I'd like to introduce you to Gil Zamora. He's a forensic artist. He was trained by the FBI to sketch out faces of criminals and faces of people that are described to him by others. So I'm going to take you through a series of photos of people. So this is Florence. Florence has described herself, when asked, as having a protruding chin, wrinkles, dull, and all of that fun stuff. So what happened was Florence was put into a room. They were chosen randomly, the people that were involved in this campaign, and they were put in a room with strangers, and they were asked to get to know these strangers. So Florence, when she walked into this room, she just saw a man, this man, sitting with his back towards her with a sketch pad and a sheet. And she was instructed to sit on the other side of the sheet, and he was going to ask her questions about herself and the drawing. She didn't know this at the time. So he asked her a series of questions, and this is what he drew to describe her. Now, when she walked out and saw this picture, she was like, wow, I look very angry. I look mean. I look bored. I look like I'd rather be anywhere else in the world. This is the drawing that he came up with. See the difference between those two? Now, what she perceives as herself, this is what she comes up with. She sees herself this way, but everyone else sees her this way. Looks more like her. The second looks more like her. When she came out to see this is them next to each other. Words to describe her after picture were, wow, she looks very friendly, she looks nice, and she looks pretty. And that is not what she had thought of herself at all. Next, we're going to move to Melinda. Melinda had said that she has a small nose, a big forehead, and her eyes are too far apart. Is that what you see when you look at Melinda? This is the drawing that he got of Melinda when she described herself. This is Melinda described by Melinda. Let's take a moment to look at that. Does that look much like her? It kind of does to me. But when you see the picture that everyone else drew of her, what's the difference? The big one that I notice is in her smile. In one of them, she's kind of frowning. She has a straight face. Then the second one, she's smiling. She acts happy. She acts bright. She acts and just happy to be where she is. This is those pictures next to each other. Similar but different when you look at them. Next, we're going to meet Kayla. Kayla described herself mainly as old and wrinkly, and that she was getting crow's feet because she was already in her 40s. That's not what I see when I look at Kayla. And this is how he drew her, the way that she described herself. This is crazy to me that she sees herself this way. That looks like an old librarian to me that you see in movies and cartoons. And this is how everyone else described her. These are the pictures next to each other. Just take a minute to look at that. And then think about the way that you see yourself. Do you see yourself the way that the first picture is described, or do you see yourself how you really look and how you really feel about yourself? In this picture, she came up and she almost started crying when she looked at the results, and she said, wow, she looks very warm and friendly. She's beautiful. And that's not how I was picturing it. Next, we're going to talk about filters. We all look through life through a pair of glasses, our eyes. We all see things differently, and all of these depend on different filters that are put in front of our glasses throughout our lives. That may be religion, race, age or maturity, political affiliation, childhood, self-confidence, our parents, where we were born, our spouses, and stereotypes that we grew up learning about. So just look at all of these and understand all of the different filters that you have and that you see people with on a daily basis. You're looking at people knowing that, oh, they're old, this is what they're supposed to look like, and so automatically you see that in your head. Or when you think of a Mormon, for example, you probably picture someone with big hair, right? Dressed super nice, has 1 million kids, and drives a minivan. Yeah, especially your friends that are members of the church. So if we'll go through life and we'll just erase these, get rid of that religion, political affiliation, our race, our childhood, stereotypes, gender, parents, and we look through these glasses with a clear coat of just air between us and the next person that we're looking at. We don't have to stereotype, and we don't have to judge others by the way that they look. But we do. The way that we perceive others and the way that others perceive us is filled with these filters. And we don't want to look at them through all these filters. We want to look at them as they are. At the end of the video for the Dove campaign, it just states one line: you are more beautiful than you think. So next time that you look at someone and find yourself judging or stereotyping anyone around you, just think about the way that they're looking at you and see if you can change that. Thank you.